Many people are trying to grow their audience online, but even when they do, they still don't know how to make money from it. My guest today doesn't have that problem. She grew her following on TikTok from 0 to over 65,000 in just a few short months, and is now monetizing that audience to the tune of thousands of dollars every month through high-ticket affiliate marketing. Hello, Michelle, and welcome to Engage.
Thank you, David. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely my pleasure. Now, we'd connected on social media probably last November, I think it was, and originally we had decided that we were going to do an episode towards the end of last year. Now, for whatever reason, that didn't quite happen, but in a way, I'm glad that it didn't, because a lot has changed for you over the past couple of months or so, and would it be fair to say that the past couple of months have actually been something of a whirlwind for you?
Yeah, it was suddenly all the hard work has paid off. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so we were going to record the episode in at some point in December, but it was actually January of this year, which has been a real turning point for you. So, as I say, in a way, it's really good that we didn't actually get to do the episode last year, because now this is going to be a much better episode overall, and we're going to have a lot more that we can talk about.
Yeah.
Now, originally, the episode was going to be all about how you'd grown your TikTok following from 0 to 65,000 followers.
Yeah.
But now you've kicked that on to the next gear, because not only do you have this following, which is 65,000 followers, but you're also able to monetize that following through high ticket affiliate marketing.
Yeah.
So that's what we can talk about today. We can talk about this entire strategy that you're following. And you're now in a position where you're actually developing a real online business, because
Yeah.
you've got this huge following, you've got this traffic source, and you're able to send that traffic to wherever you want, to whichever offer that you're currently promoting. So I've been following you quite closely over the past couple of months or so anyway, but now, since you've had this success with the high ticket affiliate marketing, in addition to what you're doing on TikTok as well, I really want to know what you're doing and how you're doing it. And I'm sure that all the listeners here are going to be really intrigued by what you're doing here and how you're making it work. So I'm sure that we're going to have a lot to talk about in the episode today. But before we get right into all of this social media stuff, I'd like to find out a little bit more about you first of all. So if you could just start off by just telling us a little bit about where you're from and where you grew up.
Yeah, no worries. So I am pretty much born and bred in Dorset in the UK. And yeah, I mean, I'm 42 now. So apart from spending a few years going to university and living in a couple of different places, this is my home. I am married with two kids, two young kids, so they're 4 and 7 now. And yeah, just decided to have a go at making some extra money a while back. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of where I am right now.
Okay, so you're about the same age as me then. What year did you first get online?
For making money online, I did it last year, March 2021.
Okay, did you have any experience of being online prior to that?
None, none.
None at all.
We're talking a lot about TikTok. The fateful TikTok was my first inroad into it. I happened to see an advert on there about Amazon FBA. That was my first foray into it. It was a freebie course that you could go on and do, which of course led into a paid version. And I genuinely thought, I can do this. This is fine. I will just follow the course. How difficult can it be? I want to make some extra money rather than sit and watch TV every evening. I wanted to do something with my life.
Presumably as well, you must have had social media accounts over the years.
Yes, yeah. So I suppose Facebook was my main, or I mean, still is, but it was my main one. It was just keeping in contact with friends, family. When I first had my first child, I connected with a lot of other mums, so there was that support network around, which was important to me, and so that's what I used it for. That sort of thing, support networks, and just keeping in contact with people I'm friends with and some family members.
Okay, so I suppose that the question is then, so you had Facebook, you might have dabbled with other social networks over the years. How on earth did you get involved with TikTok? First of all, surely that's for the kids. That's not for people, I guess.
TikTok is for the kids. My colleague loves TikTok, so she kind of encouraged me to get on it. I first went on it in the first lockdown, just because everyone was, I think, and it's just something. It was mindless scrolling just to get some entertainment, but there was no way on earth I would have ever made a video at that point. No way on earth. But I wouldn't have known what to make a video on either. And then I think I got rid of it towards the end of 2020, thinking, oh, what a waste of time, what a waste. And then I think there was another lockdown, and I went, oh, I'm going back on. I need something to just cheer me up a bit. So I went back on. But again, there was no intention of creating videos. It was all about consuming and just being entertained by other people.
So when did you go back onto TikTok for the second time then? Do you know what month that was last year?
Well, I'm guessing probably around March, because that's when I first signed up for this Amazon FBA thing. So it would have been very early in 2021.
Okay, so you had TikTok then in March 2021, and
Yeah.
were you then trying to get that Amazon FBA thing to work? Was that something that you got yourself involved with?
Yeah, so I didn't start making videos at that point. I still was just flicking through. But at that point, I think my videos changed from being entertained by people dancing to seeing other people making money. So the algorithm decided that, very rightly, that was something I was interested in, so started showing me that sort of thing, which is great for me because I love knowing about all the different things that there are out there. So the Amazon FBA, I followed the course to the letter. Unfortunately, it didn't quite have all the information required in it in order to have success, and I got to the point of actually placing an order with a company in China, a warehouse in China, and it was about to be shipped out when Amazon told me that they wouldn't accept what was being received because it didn't have the necessary safety mark on, and the company in China wouldn't put it on for me, so I came to an absolute stop at that point.
What was the product that you ordered from China?
Oh, it was one of those fidget popper things for kids. I didn't do my research, and I didn't know that when you order toys, they have to have a safety mark on. I had no idea, but by then I had spent money on the course, I had spent money on getting professionals on Fiverr to do wording, photos. I set up a company, a limited company. I had gone all in on Amazon FBA because I genuinely thought I can do this, I can make this work. And if I had had all the information needed, I believe I would have been able to make that work because, tenacity is my thing. So, yeah, but it didn't. And I, at that particular point, it was probably a couple of months into it when it went all horribly wrong, and I realised I wanted to stop doing that, and I wasn't willing to put in the effort to set up a new product at that point. And I had heard about affiliate marketing, and I thought, I'm going to do that because I don't have to deal with products.
Yeah, do you mind sharing how much money you'd invested into the Amazon FBA? Everything included the products and, as you said, the website and the graphics and.
Well, in the end, yeah, in the end, I didn't have to pay for the products because they hadn't shipped to them at that point, but I still had to pay for some sort of shipments and that sort of thing. I probably spent by that stage about £1,000.
Okay, yeah, that's quite a hefty investment, especially because not just brand new to Amazon, but brand new to online business in general.
Yeah.
You're just throwing yourself head first
Yeah.
into it as well.
Why not, eh? I mean, why not?
That is a great attitude to have, though, with regards to, well, online business or any other business. If you're going to get involved with it, then you should go all in. You know to really get into it and put everything you've got into it. There's no point in going in the half measures. But after you'd decided that you weren't going to carry on with the Amazon FBA, at what point then did you decide that you were going to go into affiliate marketing, or how did you come across that side of things?
I think that was probably in around so March, April, around May 21. The beloved TikTok had shown me quite a few affiliate marketers by that stage. And a lot of them were legendary marketer ones, which I didn't know at the time. That's, one of the biggest things out there. So I think at that point in May, I decided to sign up for the $7 15-day challenge that they do. And yeah, so that was my first step into affiliate marketing, or just learning about what affiliate marketing was. Because at that point, I really didn't know anything, not a thing. It was brand new to me. It was completely different from Amazon FBA, and but it was time to move on to something new. It felt like the right time. I'd put my all into the first thing, and it hadn't worked, which it happens. I was disappointed, but it happens. But yeah, that was next step. The legendary marketer.
Yeah, I mean, this is a really amazing story overall, because you're the perfect example of somebody who's coming into online marketing completely from cold, absolutely no experience whatsoever. You got involved with Amazon FBA because, as you mentioned, it was like one of the first things that you saw being advertised, and you thought, yeah, I'll have a go at that. And then the legendary marketer thing started showing quite prominently on TikTok for you as well, which was all about affiliate marketing. And yeah, you decided to throw yourself headfirst into that as well. What sort of things were they teaching you then in these early stages as a brand new affiliate marketer?
So it's the very basics, which is fine. I think the first 3 days or so, it was actually relatively informative. So it was videos showing how to set up, say, a landing page. So if you are promoting a particular product, try and make the landing page fit in with the branding of the product that you are trying to promote. There were these Zoom calls with a representative of the company, which to begin with were incredibly positive. It was all, wonderful. We're going to get you there, that kind of thing. And the thing is, it got me really thinking about what I wanted to achieve, and what I wanted to promote, because I knew it didn't have to be, promote legendary marketer. What else could I look at? So it got me thinking about niches. So it had its benefits. When I got to the bit where you had to decide whether you wanted to upgrade to the blueprints, which I think they were, are they $2,500, something like that. Obviously, I'd already spent £1,000 at that point, and I said no. Then I went on to my next affiliate marketing thing, which was so in January of 2021, I decided to go eat keto. So I was working very hard on my health. I was also doing yoga at the time as well, which I've stopped now. But the keto thing I was very, very passionate about. And I thought to myself, why don't I set up myself so that I could talk about that and try and get people involved in that, and maybe sell some affiliate products while doing that. So that was my next step there's quite a few steps between March last year and now, to be honest, a lot of steps.
Yeah, so I mean, going into the whole health and wellness side of things, that's quite a big difference again from Amazon FBA to the type of online marketing that perhaps programs like Legendary Marketer try to teach you about, and then to go into health and wellness then, which is going to be a lot more to do with I assume physical products, exercise routines and things like that as well. It's quite different. I mean, just to add there, I've done yoga as well myself. About 10 years ago when I followed the P90X home workout program, I did some yoga. Hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
Considering all you're doing is standing around and doing a bit of stretching, it's the hardest thing I've ever done. Hardest exercise I've ever done in my
Yeah,
life.
it is hard work, but I loved it. But it eventually got to the stage where I had to decide: am I working on my business or am I doing my yoga? So yoga went at that point.
Yeah, so it sounds like you've been bouncing around a couple of things at this point, trying to figure out what it was you actually wanted to do. I mean, what was the goal that you had when you were trying to figure this out? I mean, what did you want from all of this online marketing?
My goal back then, and it's very different now, I have to add, was make a bit of extra money. That was as that was as good as it got. Make a bit of extra money.
Okay, so no real long-term aim there. It was just do whatever I need to do to make this extra cash.
Yep.
And that was it. Were you also working at that time as well, or?
Yeah, I've got a part-time job. I've still got it. It's 9 to 5, but 3 days a week. And then the other 2 days a week, I look after my now 4-year-old. She was 3 back then. And I'll be doing that until she goes to school in September this year. So yeah, it both things are a full-time job in fairness. So yeah, had to fit it in.
And was the goal then through the online marketing perhaps to give that job up and to be able to work at home full time for yourself? Would that have been a consideration then?
At that time, that was never the goal. I wanted something that I could fit in around my job because back then I was very, very happy in the job and loved the people I worked with and realised, because I realised during the first lockdown I needed to work with people. Working from home didn't really suit me particularly, so when we eventually got back in the office it was wonderful. So I thought to myself back then, no, I don't want to be working from home 100%, and I want to keep the job and do this on the side. And then when my daughter goes to school, maybe take those 2 days rather than work in the day job, start working on this a bit more. That was the original goal.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting observation actually, because a few years ago people are trying to get into online marketing in whatever capacity, and the goal is always that they want to quit their job, they want to work from home. But I think over the past 2 years, where we've had the pandemic and lockdowns, people are having to go onto furlough, there's been a lot more uncertainty about the jobs. I think that people have really taken them for granted, and actually now having a job and having a stable job is now a lot more attractive than perhaps it was a couple of years ago. And I think there are some attitude changes there now, like what you said there, that now you're looking for something that you can do around the job, around your family life, rather than something that replaces the 9 to 5 completely. So I think that's quite interesting.
That was back then. I have to say that I have changed my mind on that one as well since. Everything's changed just recently.
You decided then that you didn't want to do the keto, the yoga, that side of things then. So where did you go next? How did you then get back into affiliate marketing then?
So it was all affiliate marketing, but just a different niche. When I spotted I think it was probably on TikTok again. I spotted someone who was advertising a done for you product called RPM. I thought, okay, apparently all you had to do was press a couple of buttons and you were set up, ready to go, ready to promote. So I thought, I'm going to do that. And it was at that time I then decided to start making TikToks. So that was June in 21. So the two things were roughly correlated, I believe.
Was that something that was in that training program there, or was this a decision that you came to yourself?
There was a little bit about it, but I had already decided to do it. I didn't know what I was doing. I had absolutely no idea. My first video was terrible.
Tell us about that first video then. What was it all about?
It was, so when you ask TikTok experts what should you do, it was the complete opposite of all the things you should do. So it was just me for 1 minute rambling about myself. My name's Michelle. I do this. Follow my journey. It was boring. It was awful. The sound was terrible. It was the worst video in the whole world. But it got hundreds of views. So I was like, this is easy. Why isn't everyone doing this? And so it was very much a follow along with my journey kind of TikTok. So that was what I wanted to do. Follow my journey as I go through affiliate marketing.
Did you do that video before you came up with the low-tech affiliate name, or did that come afterwards?
I think that came at the very beginning, because one of the things I had struggled with in my limited journey at that point was technology. So even RPM, which is supposedly press a button and it all goes in, as soon as you decide to do something a little bit different or upgrade to different things, it just becomes this absolute minefield of, right, you've now got to do this and you've got to do that with technology, and you're using Builderall, so it's two different sets of technology, and I got very confused very early. So I think I named it very early on. I think I started it off as low-tech affiliate.
Okay, so you started off as low-tech affiliate, even though you weren't necessarily talking about tech-related stuff in the first place.
No, I wasn't. I was talking about... so at one point I ordered a microphone for my phone so that when I did a TikTok it sounded better. But I ordered one with the wrong plug-in socket for my phone. So I did one TikTok was me just holding up this microphone going, what, I've got this thing and it's not working. And, because I felt like what I wanted to do was really show my personality on TikTok, and not be too boring and have some sort of, I don't know, my sense of humour come out of, God, I'm rubbish at this stuff. And just so that other people, I knew I couldn't be the only one struggling with tech. I knew I couldn't be the only one. So I thought, I'll try and engage people by showing them they're not the only ones struggling.
So did you continue in that vein then in the early days? Because I know that the videos that I saw you producing, which sort of first introduced me to you, were you recording these videos in a very distinctive way, where it's a talking head, fast edits from one sentence to the next. Were you doing that then from the start, or did that come a bit later on?
No, it's been quite the journey, a learning curve. No, one of the things that I started doing was following people on TikTok who knew more than me about how to get good engagement on TikTok. So I learned an awful lot from those people. Just the odd tip here and there. Went onto their Facebook groups and just soaked up as much information as I could. And gradually, and it was gradual, my videos got better, and I realised the kind of things that would get engagement. I learnt a very big tip. I think this is probably the biggest tip I can give anyone to get a good following on TikTok, is go and see what other people who are in your field are doing well. Find videos that they have done very well, and not plagiarise it, but put your own spin on it. So think to yourself, how can I put my personality into a similar kind of video? Copy other people's hashtags, so just it is copying what people have done well, and that's that's where a few of my very big videos have come in, where because I have taken what someone else has done very, very well and put my own spin on it.
Okay, I think that sort of thing is quite encouraged on TikTok anyway, because
Yeah.
there's usually some kind of popular soundtrack or a sound effect or something like that, and then you'll see that people are creating very similar videos of using that same sound effect or whatever. So I don't think plagiarism is really such an issue on TikTok like it is on other platforms. I think the whole thing is encouraged, and it's more a thing of find something that works and then do your version of it, and then hopefully you'll get that same level of engagement and a view count and that kind of thing. So you mentioned there some of your videos that got really popular. What's been the most popular video that you've published on TikTok so far?
At last count, my biggest one so far has had 2.2 million views.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was a video. Oh, well, yeah. So I published this video. I'd heard about a website where you could talk to people from around the world who were trying to learn English. You didn't have to be a teacher, you didn't have to be qualified, but they just wanted to have conversations with people who spoke English as their natural language, as the language of their country. And they just wanted to chat to people, and you could earn, I think it was something like $12 an hour, so not a huge amount of money. So I heard about this website, did a video on it, showed how you sign up, and it went mental.
Did you come up with the idea for that video then, or was this based on a video that you'd seen somebody else create?
No, in fairness, I had seen someone else talk about it, but then I didn't copy them word for word. I showed the same website, but then I showed different parts of the website, and I tried to just put my own spin on it. But yeah, that went a bit crazy. But unfortunately, what happened is that so many people applied that they were rejecting everyone. So I was starting to get complaints in my comments. Yeah, so sorry to that website, because I think that we kind of overwhelmed them a little bit. But it got me a huge amount of followers. So I'm not that sorry.
Okay, so that was going to be my next question, actually. How quickly then did you go from zero to the 65,000 followers then? Presumably there must have been a bit of a lull to the beginning, in the beginning, and then when you kind of hit on a style of content which worked, there would have been a spike in followers. Can you just tell us a little bit about that process?
Of course. So my first viral video was actually completely inspired by myself. I had set up a separate TikTok account that where I didn't show my face, but it was based on the spirituality niche, and I had started to earn some money from it. So I had set up a video showing exactly how you did it, and that got me from I don't know, what did I have? Something like 10,000. So I was already relatively successful, but it got me from that to 40,000 instantly, pretty much overnight. So that did me quite well. So I think that I looked at it not long ago. I think within 3 months of setting up my TikTok, I had 40,000 followers, and within 5 months, I had 65,000.
Wow, that is fast, considering what you
Is.
said at the start as well, that you're a complete beginner when it came to online marketing.
I learned quickly because I wanted the success. I wanted. I suppose I wanted to prove to myself that I could do it, because, like you said earlier, it's a bit of a kid's game, TikTok, or at least it has been up to recently. And I'm 42. I'm a mum. I'm pretty much the opposite of what TikTok is all about. But the reality is, if I can do it, anyone can do it. You just need to know the tips, the tricks, learn from the best, learn from the people who have achieved what you want to achieve, and then you can do it. It's not that difficult. I mean, it's time consuming, I have to say. I say it's not that difficult. You've got to put in the work, and sometimes I just don't want to film a video. but you have to be consistent on TikTok.
Yeah, so consistency, I think, is key with most things when it comes to social media marketing as well. Now, you found that video that had 2.2 million views. Did you then follow that formula, then that structure of that video, and did you use that then to create other videos in a similar style to help propel that growth?
Up until a certain point, yes. Up until a certain point, yeah.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about what those videos are, or the style of the video then?
Yeah, so the ones that have done best for me are ones where you can show people um, that they can earn a little bit of extra income in their spare time. So it's showing websites that one of them was customer service jobs in the UK. So it's something you can do from home. It's something you can work around your 9 to 5. It's something you can work around your kids. And it was basically just normal customer service jobs. So it's showing a website that you can sign up to where you can get these customer service jobs. So that kind of thing, the things where you could set up a side hustle around your 9 to 5, around your daily life, and just earn a little bit of extra money. Those were the things that worked very well.
Yeah, I can see how that would work, because if we just move away from the online marketing, affiliate marketing industry, where a lot of people, your average person on the street isn't going to have a clue what that is. Whereas if you can show them something that's relatable, that they would have at least have some idea about, as you mentioned earlier with the language website, where you're just having a conversation with somebody and you're getting paid for that, or if you're
Easy, right?
setting up, yeah, exactly, or if you're setting up a customer service type of role, then people will be able to relate to that. They'll know what that is. Then I can see how that would be quite appealing to, a large audience. And it when you put it in that context, it's not really a surprise that you grew in the way that you did in a very short space of time, considering you came into the industry completely from cold.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. It's not. I mean, I've changed my content, and I have to say it doesn't do anywhere near as well. But what we'll talk about a bit later is I went from having a massive following and no money coming in to I'm starting to lose followers at the moment because my content is a bit more niche. It's not to do with the quick and easy side hustles, but I'm now able to monetize it. So for me, I don't mind the losing of the followers because I'm now getting money. I'm getting not just warm leads, hot leads. People coming into my inbox saying, please help me. And that's how I'm able to monetize it.
Yeah, so I mean, we're going to talk about that in a lot
Yeah.
more detail anyway.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Absolutely, we're not going to leave that stone unturned. But I mean, just to go back to the first type of content that you were creating, the quick tips, the side hustles. I mean, it's quite attractive content. The way that you were doing those videos was really good. I thought it was really snappy. Showing people how they can make money relatively quickly, relatively easy. And people obviously liked it because they were following you in their droves. But what were I suppose, the struggles that you had with that content then in terms of monetizing it?
I didn't. I didn't know how to. I didn't have a clue. I was trying to work out if I could do some promotions for companies, and I did get companies contact me when I got to a certain stage and offer me, but they were offering me a pittance, in fairness, and I just thought I had heard about the kinds of money that you can get for large followings. And I just thought, I don't think I'm valuing myself if I say yes to these people, because they were small companies and they couldn't really afford what I thought I was worth. So I said no to pretty much all of them. And a lot of them go a bit quiet on you as well sometimes. So I couldn't work out a decent way of monetizing it at all to begin with.
Do you think that's a problem then, that people who try and jump on board the TikTok gravy train are having then? The focus is on the growth, the the tens of thousands or the millions of views, the huge numbers of followers, but then they have that, but so what? If they're not
Yeah.
making any money from it, what's the point?
Exactly. And yeah, it was a big struggle. It was a big struggle. I didn't know where to go with it. I knew I had something special, but I had no idea what to do with it.
So how did you find out what to do with it?
I changed my content. I had had a couple of chats with people who had encouraged me to step away from the low ticket side hustle side of things, and I agreed that it probably wasn't the best route for me to go. I think it was September time that I was looking for the first time at high ticket affiliate marketing, and so I signed up to something and decided I am changing my content 100%. And yeah, so that's where it changed. That's where my content went from cheap and nasty. I hate to say it, but it feels like my content went from cheap and nasty to pure value. Because now what I'm showing people is how to genuinely create a business. And that to me is way more valuable than what I was showing before.
Yeah, I totally agree. I can imagine there would have been some kind of backlash from your audience on TikTok with that, because as you yourself originally wanted to achieve from it, right? You just wanted to achieve that a bit of extra income, a bit of side hustle income, not necessarily setting up a business and all of the responsibilities that go with that. So, I mean, you said that you lost some followers then. So what happened when you started publishing this higher quality content overall?
Yeah. So I think what happened was the loss of followers has been very slow, very slow, and I've still, so right now I've got 67,000. So I'd gone up over 67,000, and I've lost maybe 500 followers, so not a huge amount. It's not taken me right down low. The quality of my videos went up. The way I did them is, like you say, the talking head thing is very much what I do now. I try and chuck in some entertaining things now and again, but most of the time it's just me chatting away. But the engagement, the people who started reaching out for me, and by then I had started building a Facebook group as well and trying to channel people into that. That's where it all changed. That's where the people coming to me were genuinely interested in. Slowly they became the type of people who are interested in building a business and making some serious money. And even slower, I've been getting people who are willing to pay money to do that. So, to begin with, it was people looking for freebies, because that was very much my initial way of doing things, was how much can we do for free. I think I even did a video that was, you don't need to pay people for this, you can go on YouTube and find out everything yourself. My attitude has changed, my mindset has changed 100% since then. I think you probably could go on YouTube and find out everything you need, but you'd live to 100 and probably wouldn't know enough. So you can spend your life doing that if you want, or you can spend not even that much money and learn about it quick and get yourself set up and starting to earn that money. So that's where my content changed. It was very much forget what I said before. I'm right now.
Yeah, so when you were publishing the side hustle content originally, then were you getting lots of people reaching out to you in your inbox asking you for more information on how to do that, or weren't they engaging to that level with you then?
There were comments about how you set yourself up on these different websites, which I answered to the best of my ability, but holding my hands up completely, a lot of them I hadn't actually done myself. A lot I had, but a couple of them I hadn't done myself. So although I had attempted to join these places, I hadn't necessarily been accepted because they stopped accepting people. So I wasn't able to answer all the questions. But what happened in the comments? It was quite a nice little community actually, because some people had done what I was showing, and they were answering the questions on my behalf. So it was quite nice. But on TikTok, you can't DM someone if they are not following you back. So everything was in the comments.
Okay, and now that your content has changed and you've switched that focus now to building a real online business where investment is required, the high ticket affiliate marketing route, are you now getting, well, presumably you're getting fewer comments or fewer people reaching out, but is the overall like quality of that conversation now, has that increased now as the price to get involved has gone up as well?
Precisely that. It's I'm now getting people in my comments saying, I want to work with you, how can I do that? And I never got that before. But they are a lot fewer and further between, but that's fine by me, because when they do come, I know that it's high quality.
Yeah, so that's a huge change then, whereas people were just consuming this content before, they were clearly enjoying it, they might have been commenting on it, they're watching the videos, but it never really went any further than that. But now, because your content is a lot more focused, and even though there is a higher cost of involvement there, you're now attracting a higher caliber of person to you, and they're actively reaching out to you. And you mentioned there that you can't contact people on TikTok if you're not following them. So has that ever caused any issues when trying to reach out to an interested person?
No, so generally if someone's reached out to me, in almost all cases they are following me, so I can just follow them back and then we're allowed to message each other directly. But I always filter everyone into my Facebook group, because that's where I've got some introductory guides, some videos, some things where people can actually get to know me and find out a little bit more about what I do. So I tend to send people there.
Okay, so you're having the conversation with them in TikTok in the DMs, and then you're giving them a link to your Facebook group, and then sending them to that platform. Is that what you're doing?
That's one way. The other way I'm doing it is within my videos. I am pointing people towards my bio, and in there's the Facebook group. So that's where I get most. So in any video I do, there is a call to action, and in almost all cases it is join my Facebook group.
So at the moment then, would you say that all of your leads are coming from TikTok, or are you now finding that people are reaching out to you directly from Facebook as well now?
I would say 85% are from TikTok, and the 15% are from Facebook.
Okay, because you're in a fantastic position now, because you've got this huge following on TikTok, which you're able to get leads from that platform daily through the new content that you're publishing. But because you've got that success on TikTok as well, you can now write about that on Facebook as well, which is going to attract people from that platform to you directly. So you're getting the best of both worlds at the moment.
So how I put it is, so one of the things that gets us sales and gets us customers, gets us people to spend their money with us, is to build up your know, like, and trust. TikTok is building up your know and like. Facebook group is building up your trust. In my opinion, that's how it works. So the more people I can get into the Facebook group, they know me already, because they've seen. There's a lot of people that reach out to me and seem to think like, we're buddies, because they've seen me so much on TikTok. And that's fine by me, because I love it. I just think that's really warm and comforting, and yeah, great. Treat me as your best mate, because that's absolutely brilliant. So yeah, the know and like is formed on TikTok, and to a point on Facebook. But I find that the trust bit is done on Facebook because they're then going, right, you've told me all this stuff, but now I need some proof. And that's much more easy to do, to provide on Facebook.
If you've got any advice for somebody who's wanting to embark on this TikTok journey, what would be some of the best tips that you could give them to perhaps emulate the success that you've had so far?
Okay, so my main tip is what I said before. Go and see what the others are doing. Come and see what I'm doing. Copy me. I couldn't care less. Couldn't care less at all. I think there's enough people on TikTok for it not to matter if there's a little bit of overlap. So come and copy me. That's absolutely fine. Follow people who are doing what you want to do. And just consume. So it's not the hardest thing in the world. Sit on TikTok for half an hour every day, but just consume what's working. What do you like to see? Be quick. Use movement. Talk quickly. Smile. That's one thing I'm terrible at. I'm very serious in a lot of my videos, and I have to remind myself to do some smiling, but that helps. Movement. So sometimes I just walk around with a camera. But dead still doesn't work on TikTok. Keep it short as much as possible. So I have never done a video over 60 seconds, even though you can do over up to 3 minutes. But I've never done anything over 60 seconds. Divide your content up. So if you're doing something on Facebook, let's say a long form post, divide it up into 3 or 4 bits and do parts on TikTok. So you've got a ton of content there. Oh, there's so many tips. There's so many tips I could give, which this would go on for hours if I gave you them all. But I am we'll probably talk about it a bit later. But I'm going to be launching. By the time this goes out, I will have launched a program specifically for affiliate marketers to replicate what I have done.
Yeah, so that was going to be my next question anyway. What are your plans then for the remainder of 2022?
I've got, so the way I have made it work, as of the very end of December, I got my first what I'm now calling my VIP group, which is people who I'm helping replicate what I have done. Okay, so they are building up their Facebook brand, building up their TikToks. I am teaching them what to do within these different platforms. I'm teaching them, I'm helping them with their, the way their branding looks, the content that they put out, and we are slowly building them up. So I've got now 4 people that I'm helping to build up. And yeah, so we're recreating what I have done because, like you say, I've done it quite quickly, and I'm doing it in, I have to chuck my kids in bed, and at 7 o'clock I come down and I sit here and I work every evening. So I'm not doing it full time, and I just think if I can do it, if you just have that tenacity and just really do it, anyone can do this. So that's what I'm trying to teach people, is how to do what I have done. But what I really want to focus on is the TikTok side of things, because I think for most affiliate marketers, especially when you're starting out, you're going and finding people and they're cold leads. But when you do TikTok, there's something about it that people reach out to you and say, I like what you do. I like the way you talk. I'm very straight talking. I don't fluff things up. I'm very not subtle about anything I do. And that seems to come across very, very well, as in, people like the fact that they can trust me. I'm honest. When I make a mistake, I say I've made a mistake. Like when I was doing the cheap and nasty content, my first post when I stopped doing that was, I'm so sorry about what I have done. I'm changing it now because I truly know that what I've done is wrong, but I want to change it for the better. And and it worked really well. People like the honesty. But I think the difference is, at the time, I genuinely thought I was doing the right thing. And at any one time, I've only ever thought to myself, I'm doing the right thing here. But, you see the errors of your ways and learn.
Yeah, I can totally relate to that as well, especially if you didn't really know any different at the time, then the only way you can improve and really find what you want to do is by doing it and finding your own way there. So if anybody wants to join you on this journey that you're on now, if anybody wants to build up their own TikTok following, build up their following on Facebook as well, learn how to do all of this stuff, all of the videos that are getting the engagement, that are attracting the followers, and that they're not only able to do that and just have a huge following which is just for vanity numbers, but are actually able to monetize that following as well and make a significant income every month, really make this worthwhile.
Yeah.
Where is the best place for them to find you?
My Facebook group. Well, if they want to follow me on TikTok, they are very welcome. So that's still Low Tech Affiliate on there. But on Facebook, I have had a little bit of a rebrand recently. So I wanted to call myself something that wasn't. I feel like low tech is almost depressing sounding. So on Facebook, I've rebranded myself and gone for Team Elevate. So the opposite way. We're going upwards. Team Elevate, but it's all going to be, and it is already, about how you get hot leads into your Messenger inbox, and it's going to help, hopefully, really, really help struggling affiliate marketers to get those leads, because I think that's where people are struggling a lot. But yeah, there's a technique that I've figured out, and I think other people should be doing it for sure.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant, and you're absolutely right there. There are a lot of people who are involved in affiliate marketing, especially on social media, and they're not getting anything from it. So I think if you're able to take people under your wing, show them what you've been doing with great success over the past few months, then that's surely going to help a lot of people as well. So I'm going to put the links to your TikTok and to your Facebook group in the show notes as well, so people are going to have easy access to that if they want to reach out to you.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Right, I think we'll bring things to an end there. Thank you so much, Michelle, for coming on the show today. I knew you were going to have a lot to share, and you haven't disappointed.
There's more. Should we talk for another hour? Because honestly, I could just keep going.
I'll tell you what, we could probably do another episode a bit later in the year, because I'm sure 6 months down the line you will have taken things on to the next level again, and I think that would make for a really interesting follow-up episode just to see where you're at then. So if you want to come on again, I'd be more than happy to set up another episode. Does that sound all right?
It would be an honour to be with you. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me on the episode today. I wish you all of the best with your future marketing endeavours, and no doubt I'll catch up with you very soon on Facebook. If you enjoy Engage, please show your support at engagersclub.com, our exclusive members-only club with enough content, training and behind-the-scenes access to keep you going until the next episode. That's engagersclub.com. Also, please rate and review this podcast wherever you download them. Stay engaged.